Welcome back, everybody, to another Season 2 matchup. This time it is going to be between GoonSquad and Tidal.
Who do we got on Tidal tonight?
So on Tidal, we have Shaq, AK, Toxic, Poppy, Cheesecake, Onky, and Resp.
Alright.
So no ICs and no Deadpool.
So now, if I'm not mistaken, right, when Debo is not here, Cheesecake kind of plays that nose tackle center position.
Yes.
Now, I personally never seen Cheesecake play nose tackle center. I've always known him to be like the edge threat or like the container like lineman. So I am curious to see how he plays the nose tackle position.
Okay. I'm ready to go. Game's about to start. So Tidal is going to start off with the ball again first. They started off with the ball quite a few times this season.
Personally, I like it better when we start with the ball, just so we could, get the score up on the board first if we do have the chance.
Yeah, it allows you to set the tempo for how the game go.
Yeah.
But it's also very detrimental if you can't get the game going on that first drive.
Yeah.
They didn't really get a good return there. Oh, Shaq's going to go for it all.
Wow.
And he finds AK on the first play. I don't even think AK was really warming up with Shaq. So Shaq and AK finding that first connection, that's really good for them. Shaq getting a little bit of pressure, finds AK again. AK already down to the 10. So 63 yards between AK and Shaq already. First two plays of the game.
AK is one of those players where, like, does he really need a warm-up? You know what I mean? Like, he plays this game and he plays it at such a high pace that, he almost makes it look easy.
Yeah, as Shaq runs in for the touchdown there, so a 10-yard run from Shaq to give Tidal the first lead of the game.
And that was 3 plays. It took him 3 plays to do that. So
yeah,
that like I was saying, you start off with the ball and you do something like that. It's just like that. That's like an ideal start.
Yeah, that was a lightning quick start from Tidal. But they're gonna have to keep up that energy all game because there's been a few times where Tidal, they get that lead and then they let that go to their head a little bit, and it allows the other team to start clawing their way back.
So that was a good little return by GoonSquad. I mean, they're all the way up to the 36-yard line. Like, that's ideal.
It was going to run up the middle for a 3-yard gain. And quick screen pass out to Esset, but not really getting much there, only getting a yard. So it's already 3rd and 6.
So this drive right here for GoonSquad is going to be very big because with the scoring on Tidal side, they need to keep up.
Yeah. It would not able to get the first down. Going with 2 run plays and a screen, and they're already at 4th and 1. So this is definitely going to be a 4-man with how close it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Shaq's definitely rushing. I'm a little worried if AK is going to play underneath. Or, over the top.
Everything is backed up, and it's going to be coming down to a 50.
Yeah, that's going to be an interception to Shaq, I believe.
Toxic got the interception.
Toxic got it. Okay.
Toxic got the interception, but I mean, like, to leave it up to a 50, it's tough, especially on 4th and 1.
Oh, okay, good body block by Esset right there. I don't know if AK was going to be able to get that one anyway, but Esset did make that dive to block AK.
GoonSquad needs to just play good defense, know that, Shaq is one of those quarterbacks that will take those shots deep if he has to. And
Shaq takes an easy run with being able to step up And it wasn't even a designed run play. He just had so much room.
Yeah, the line opened up the field for Shaq to just bleed right through and get that easy first down.
Back getting a bunch of time again. Good bat down though.
He had Poppy on that in route. That was very good by the DN to get his hands up and swat that down.
But I'm surprised that they aren't going for a four-man rush to try and put some pressure on Shaq. Because Shaq, he's getting way too much time and is right now able to run down the sideline, get it all the way to the 34. Shaq already has 45 rushing yards. And those aren't even like designed rush plays. Those are, oh, he has time in the pocket, doesn't see what he likes downfield, and is able to just step up back into the pocket and run.
So maybe they just trust their line to get through, but I think they need to understand that this title line is nothing to play around with, and if they just send three, that might not be the smartest thing to do.
Yeah, you either had to play a really hard spy or a four-man rush, but another end zone throw, I believe that was to Toxic. So Toxic gets his first receiving touchdown of the game.
And that was just a little design, the natural, just 15-yard comeback, and he caught the defender diving at a bad angle, which led to him not getting tackled, and then he had a guy over the top to set a nice block for him to just walk down the sideline and score the touchdown.
And I usually don't like with teams being down changing their game plan up from like the shorter certain plays to longer plays, but I think GoonSquad have to go for the longer plays, because if your plays are just too short and you can't get those first downs, then it's just as bad as throwing a pick downfield.
Yeah, so it seems like GoonSquad's offense is like a little dip and dunk offense for at least what we've seen right now. But I think they might just be like feeling the vibe of the game, and hopefully, they amp it up to the next level.
Yeah,
But
but
we
they're
just have to see
gonna
how
have
the
to
game goes.
they're gonna have to get that soon, because Tidal, they won't let up. They're gonna come at you the entire game.
Very true, very true. I mean, there's still a lot of time left in the game, so we'll have to see. Like,
Oh
that's a
yeah,
good pass for a first down.
there. That's what you want. You want to definitely want to get those first downs. You don't have to score right away. You just have to make sure that you are able to drive down that field and put points up on the board.
There's another low screen pass.
Because especially with top tier teams, like when you're playing against them, like Tidal, Shinigami, Cloud9, it's if you allow them to just run how your offense is running, it's not going to be a good game for you. Haywood not able to get away from Cheesecake there, because once they get the ball back, they are almost likely to just score on you.
Yeah.
No matter how good your defense.
They make it 3rd and 11 off of a sack, and now it's like you have to play your game. Oh,
that was a good catch by Kenny. It was a little over. Toxic,
yeah.
It could have body blocked that to get the interception, but I think he went under to try and.
Yeah, Toxic played the receiver instead of playing the ball, which sometimes it's hard to play the ball because you're so focused on playing the wide receiver, and just unfortunately played in front of Kenny, and Kenny was able to just back up and get to the spot.
And they're doing what is and Anki's gonna get the interception. They delayed Kenny's route, so Kenny was doing like that fake AFK strat type of thing where he just stands at the start of the play and then moves on to his route. But Anki did a good job backing up there, recognizing that play.
Yeah, Anki dropping back to like deal with the drag. You don't see a lot of linemen doing that to help out their guys with the drag route. And I mean, that's the little things like that could, you know, really help out your defense in the long run.
Shaq, plenty of time again. Gonna take another run, getting that first down and more. And is bringing it all the way to the 17. 23-yard run.
So GoonSquad, they're putting a. Here's the thing: they're putting a lot of respect on AK. They have to double team him. He's a threat. You see, there's one person playing above him, one person playing under him, and that's the problem. Look at Shaq. He's just, you know, he's got all the time in the world to do stuff like that. I mean, he
Yeah,
could have took
that
post if he
one,
wanted.
that one though, I believe Barry was just AFK for the entire play. Shaq is gonna take the pause, uh, making sure that all their players are. Yeah, so Barry's mouse is lost. Apparently, it's just gone.
I think maybe he tabbed out and then clicked on his other monitor, maybe.
Possibly. Oh, and Barry's gonna
Oh.
actually get the sack after losing his mouse.
He must have found it, and it must have been a better one. Now he's back.
And Shaq running up the middle, just way too much room. That gap was wide open.
There's positives and there's negatives to double teaming a receiver in this game. Positive is okay, yeah, he's the better, you know, he is a good receiver. You're not going to give him yards, but the negative is that you're leaving a lot of field open for other receivers on the team or even the quarterback. Um, and with Tidal's line, Shaq has so much time to just literally either run or wait until one of his wide receivers get wide open for a little pass down the field. So GoonSquad really needs to switch up this defense, and they need to do it like as soon as possible.
Yeah. And he's gonna catch that one for 8 yards, but I don't even know if Goon Squad hasn't made it past their own 50, right?
I think they had just made it past, and then they threw that like drag route that turned into a pick.
Yeah.
They were either right there or even just like before it, but yeah, they need to try to get into Title's territory, even their red zone, because
Yeah, because even if their defense steps up and doesn't let Title score for the rest of this half, uh, if they aren't able to score, it's not. I don't think they can come back if they can't score in this first half. They have to. Well, and they do find Barry downfield.
that's a huge leak by Barry. It was one-on-one with Shaq, and Andy got behind him. Like, and this is what I was saying in the beginning, like before, like their lineman leaks are top tier.
And across the center, he might have him, and he does find Kenny.
That's a great pass. That's a great pass. Recognizing that the post route was open and putting it behind Toxic, so he had no chance. Kenny with a nice body block to secure that. That's what you wanted this drive. That was a big drive by GoonSquad.
And
Oh, little
that
fake.
was the glitch.
Oh, I thought
So
it was like a goal line
they
fake.
chose a 2-point conversion.
Oh, by mistake, and then
And
called the
then
timeout.
they called the timeout, then they chose the field goal, and that glitches the game.
All right, so it looks like the players are calling it 21-7 right now. Just so you could update, and a
And
huge
Shaq
return
with
by
a
Shaq.
huge. For now we'll have it at 21-7.
Yeah. GoonSquad getting a lot of pressure here.
Haywood actually getting the sack there,
yeah.
but they're finally starting to send the 4-man to try and put
Yes.
Shaq under pressure, which I believe they should have started from the beginning with.
I think they should have started this the last drive, but at least they're, you know, sending it now. And
And
now
AK's gonna
Shaq
get
has
that grab, good. Good first down after that sack.
Yep. So now Shaq has to play more under instead of always taking those deep shots. Now he actually has to like throw these quick routes. So let's see how Shaq does doing this.
Yeah. So a delayed 4-man there. Turtle was on the spy. He's moving back to the spy now. Oh, and that's wide.
That's wide open. That's wide open. So unfortunate for GoonSquad, they did like a kind of a off 4-man blitz, but because the play lasted so long, AK was able to get leverage on his DB and just get wide open in that corner. And Shaq just put it right in the pocket that he needed to, and AK came down with it for another huge play from these two.
Shaq gonna kick this one off to the right. Let's see if GoonSquad can get a good return off of this. They're getting pushed back. Not really that good of a return. Only getting it to the 27. But because they were able to score earlier, that gives them a lot more confidence right now. And Haywood only getting 3 yards on the play.
So GoonSquad needs to go into this drive recognizing that this game could be a one possession game. They get ball at half. Okay, they get ball at half. So if they score here and then score when they get the ball, they're in one possession game.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a huge drive from these guys.
And good pass to Dark Subject right there.
Nice.
But that would. I saw Haywood roll back to his left. I get that's where his receivers were going, but I don't think he really communicated that to his line because Cheesecake and Rest both went to that left side and basically went unblocked.
Yeah. So it almost looked like the play was kind of delayed. It looked like, Tidal was just ready for the play and everybody on GoonSquad was like AFK, it looked. But they were still able to manage to get the first down, and they were able to get another first down right there. So
Haywood fakes the run, throwing it out to Dark Subject. Dark Subject dives for the first down.
this is exactly what they want. Nice routes up this field, slow and steady. You don't want to overdo it.
Barry on the leak, he's wide.
Again.
But he just overthrows him.
Overthrown. So GoonSquad, they are playing this so smart. Shaq has always been a player who gives up a lot of leverage on these leaks, and he's taking the shot. If he would have hit that, that would have been huge. But they're able to come back and get 19 yards on another out route, and this is perfect for them.
Yeah. Penny getting 3 yards on that one. 21 seconds left to go. They want to be a little bit careful here, because even if they score, they don't want to give Tidal too much time. Tidal has scored with 10 seconds on the clock before.
Ooh, Cheesecake hitting that spin move and putting a wall right in front of Haywood, man. That was huge.
So Haywood has 2 plays to get this into the end zone. They still do have a possibility for a first down. Ooh. If AK dives, I think he gets the interception.
So, I think Essett might have body blocked him, it looked like. It was a hard angle to see. But 4th and 9, let's see what they can do here.
This is a really big play for GoonSquad. They're just going to 50 this one up to the left corner. Oh, and it's overthrown.
Over. That's a tough way to finish that drive, man.
So, looking at the halftime stats, Shaq not throwing that much, only 6 completions. But he does have 151 yards through the air, 77 on the ground.
Yeah, and that just goes to show, these guys were playing that deep zone, and it was working. But you have to realize that this Tidal line could turn up and just block down the field for Shaq, and he could take it for yards on the feet if he wants. So Haywood needs to come into this half a new man here and start hitting these passes. Because
Rest gets directly through and puts a sack onto Haywood. That's Resp's first sack of the day.
There we go.
Rest doing a sell. And he's gonna get the ball. He almost gets the first. 3rd and 2. That was a good move by Kenny to get to that outside.
These wide receivers nowadays are very, very squirmy, man. A comeback route could turn into a touchdown like no other.
And he's gonna go for Barry again. That looks overthrown again. Yeah.
I'm telling you, man. Barry would be at 100 yards right now. He would be at 100 yards if these balls were like on the money. I mean, he had a 40-yard touchdown before. He had another big gain right there.
And AK is gonna get that interception. Undercuts Dark Subject's route, but I think that might have been a little bit behind Dark Subject.
It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. AK bit that very well. Dark Subject had a chance to, like, you know, push up on that ball and attack it, but
Jack with way too much time. And
wow.
He finds Toxic in the corner, a dot right there.
Insane. Insane. That was his receiver or nothing. He had the other DB had no chance. Shaq just literally dialing it up, first play on the drive, and just puts it right into the back corner again, man. That it looks like the back corner is his spot this game.
Oh, and Kenny finds room.
Oh my!
If AK doesn't make that dive, if he doesn't get it, yeah, he was gone.
He was gone. Essett was 2 seconds away from making the block of the game, and just barely got it.
Haywood is able to find the edge. Gonna go cross body to Essett.
Not a bad pass. He threw it to where only his wide receiver could get it. It's a good gain on first down, definitely. So let's see what they can do now.
4-man rush from Tidal. Forced to throw it quickly. Good pass to Dark Subject to get that first.
I really like these throws that, like, Haywood is doing. He's passing it. He's leading his receivers to make the diving play instead of, like, putting it on the money every time. I mean, I like that. I like that. I really do.
Yeah, you can definitely see Haywood is a lot more comfortable with the shorter plays as Rest gets another sack there than trying to get the ball deep down the field. Like, we see him overthrow a couple of the balls that are meant for, like, the leak plays down to Barry. But you see him make really good passes short as he tries the deep ball, but that was just miscommunication. I think Dark Subject was supposed to keep going, and he does a comeback.
Yeah, I think there was a little miscommunication between the quarterback and receiver. That's really unfortunate because that was only 3rd down, and to toss the ball up like that and get a turnover, especially being down this many points, you really needed that drive.
Yeah, so Jack and Tidal are going to get another chance to put more points on the board. Again, just way too much time.
Yeah. No.
AK going to get the grab, dives forward after diving for the ball. Because it's not even just the line that is buying him that much time. He'll make a move even after a lineman gets past and buy himself more time and allow his lineman to reapply that block.
Shaq's pocket movement has always been wonky in a good way. Like, his pocket movement makes a lot of people miss, and it buys him a lot of time. Now you put him behind a good line, and it's a scary sight. It really is. It really is.
And Shaq
Like,
gonna go downfield. That's AK. AK has it.
I
And
mean, that pocket right there, you could have drove a bus like through that pocket. They had every single lineman on defense just boxed out perfectly.
and then finding the post corner to AK for the score. And
I mean,
Poppy's gonna get the 2-point conversion.
shout out to the Tidal boys for, putting up a high scoring game. Yet again, I know there's still a lot of time left, but it Goon Squad, listen, you guys played a very good game, but there's just the little errors, man, that could really cost a game. And the score really, like, honestly, the scoreboard, it doesn't go to show like how good this game actually was. Like,
Yeah, because right now, this is still one of Title's lower scoring games.
yeah. I mean, they had shots, like they had the shots. It's just
Oh, and that's an unfortunate bat down. Resp was already finished with the dive, but he was just too close to Haywood as Haywood was trying to throw it, and it still counted as a bat down. Haywood does a good job there to get that first to reset the downs. 1st and 10 for them.
yeah. So even that's one of the things with the game. Even when you're on the floor, like in a dive, you still get the swat down. The hitbox doesn't change. So Rest able to come up with that swat.
So something that I noticed that they probably should have been doing earlier. Resp has been selling quite a bit to try and get through and get an early sack on a Haywood. And Resp getting the face pick. The receiver was just too close for that. I think does Resp back up there, or does he get push blocked?
So Barry actually pushed him into
Yeah,
the
that's
pick,
what I thought happened.
and it's just again like another Oh
Um,
no!
why was he that wide? I didn't even have him on the screen.
So Turtle was playing him the whole time, up until like literally 3 seconds before Shaq threw the ball. I think Turtle might have thought he had a guy behind him to help him out and let him go, and then it was just all over from there.
But as I was saying before, stuff that they should have done earlier. Resp has been selling a lot, so what they, I don't know what Barry was doing there. Were they trying to send him on a leak? He was just at the line.
I don't. I think Goon Squad is just in a down bad spot right now, and
Like, Barry's over him again. Gonna go for him, but it's way short, and Shaq's gonna get the
yeah.
pick.
Yeah, so I think what's going on is, they're in their head. The score, I was saying the score wasn't that bad in the sense of how good the game was, but now it's just getting out of hand.
But before, what they should have done is, as Goon Squad on offense, with Rest selling that inside a lot, they should have had Barry doing shorter dashes, like a shallower dash back. That way he covers that inside cell while their running back gets a chip onto Resp, and that'll give them a much better pocket to work with. Back on the double team to AK, and AK is still able to come down with it.
I mean, this is the duo right now. This is the duo of the league. I feel like when these two are playing together, they are just lights out. I mean, yeah, they just missed that slant right there, but it's a 2-point conversion. Like, it's not a big deal at this point. But for them right now, with 8 receptions by AK, he has 220 yards. That's phenomenal. This quarterback and wide receiver duo is very good, very good.
So it's not gonna be next week, but the week after is gonna be a huge week in terms of games.
Is it now? Who do you?
Because well, week 4 at the latter half of week 4, we're gonna have K9 and PO, 2 undefeated teams playing each other, and then week 5, Tidal is gonna be playing both of those teams.
Really? Okay. So it's like now you guys are starting to hit your like stronger opponents in a sense.
Yes. So it's for that stretch, it's gonna be Tidal versus K9, Tidal versus polar opposites. Gonna go for Barry again down the sideline, but again overthrown. Barry has been open a lot this game, but Haywood has just not been able to put the ball on target.
Listen, if that connection hit at all this game, I mean, it hit one time and it was huge. It was huge. And he had multiple other times he could have hit it. This game could have been completely different, like I was saying.
Yeah, if he's able to find those plays downfield to Barry, like he's been finding with Esset and Kenny and Dark Subject on the shorter routes, if he places the ball like he does on these shorter routes, I mean, it's their score goes up by at least 21.
Yeah, no. If he hit that throw at the end of the second quarter, when he had Barry in the back left corner, if he had just put that ball on the money, they would have scored before half.
Barry on the
then
tries to go for Esset. He had Barry again on the leak because Barry was faking the corner route and going to the post.
To the post, yep. And he had the inside on Toxic. And if Hayward led that ball like he's been leading the ball every time, like...
Ooh, Esset almost drags that in.
Yeah, that was very close by Esset. I think he might have went out on the slide, but I mean, that was a hell of a try.
Quick pass. Oh, almost picked. But Toxic is going to get 22 yards off the play. They read that the entire way.
Yeah, I think that was Dark Subject. He almost came up with a real quick pick 6.
And wide open is Poppy. Poppy getting it past the 50. Almost getting it to the 40.
So I think it was a lack of communication between the two DBs. They ended up double teaming Toxic, and they just left Poppy to do whatever he wanted down there.
And Barry's going to get the sack there. So Barry has 3 sacks. Haywood actually has 2. So they put up 5 sacks on Tidal. But it's a lot of those sacks came after, like, I want to say, like, 4 seconds of pocket time.
Yeah, like right there, Shaq had AK on the post, and he was just like dancing around the pocket. AK still had another slide in him, like he was ready.
And they're sending Anki on the leak, and they're gonna go for Anki. It's a double coverage, but that's gonna be an easy pick for Esset. Esset comes off of AK to cover Anki. And that's before Shaq throws the ball. So AK was gonna be wide open on that play if Shaq waits about like 1 more second.
That was the first pick that Shaq's thrown all game. To throw it into a double coverage to a leaking lineman, man, that's tough. That's tough.
I mean, that's Shaq though. He will
trust me. I know. I know.
Yeah.
I know.
He will not throw to wide open players.
There's been
except for that one time to Poppy. I am actually, you know what? That makes me mad for both of us for how wide open we used to be, and he throws to wide open Poppy. Oh.
Right. There's been many long talks back in the day with Shaq about it, but I mean, maybe it made him a better person now, and this is why he's on this crazy heater. Uh, but
Haywood avoiding the pressure. Gonna go across the field.
oh my!
Oh,
So it's just another unfortunate like.
I think the
They,
dive was good from Kenny. I think he bounces off of the coverage person. I think that was Toxic that was covering him.
Toxic like dove to get the pick and basically body blocked Kenny, but then Kenny ended up body blocking him, and it was just it's super unfortunate because yet again it was another big play that was almost there.
And gonna go down to SC, but AK gets behind him and grabs spot.
Yeah, it's
And Tidal looking for their 4th game with over 60 points.
so right now Tidal has 5, 6, 7, 8 interceptions right now in the game.
And AK getting it all the way down to the 28. 63-yard play. And corner route.
Free throw corner, yep.
Yep,
Free
that's
thrown corner.
That's to AK.
Yeah,
So, how many yards does AK have now?
when it comes to
311.
Yep, off of 10 receptions. Off of 10 receptions, he's got 311. If I'm not mistaken, that's an average about 32.5. If I'm not mistaken, that's how much yards he's getting per reception.
That's crazy. Oh, and Anki getting the sack there onto Haywood.
I don't know what's going on with the line. I mean, they're rolling, like the line is rolling left and Hayward's going right. I'm confused, man. I really am. I don't know, like, what is going on.
Under pressure again. Oh, they almost get the safety. Haywood is able to step up and get this one away and does find Essett.
Essett came up with a huge catch right there. I mean, personally, I'm telling my quarterback, like, the way AK's playing right now,
oh, and they sent everyone.
Do not throw it to that guy because he's just gonna come up with it.
And 50 for the final play of the game, and that is going to be intercepted by Poppy.
Poppy Shrek, yep. So another big win from these guys.
Yeah, putting over 60 points again.
So, with the Poppy Shrek interception, okay? You ready for this? With the Poppy Shrek interception, every single person on Tidal got a pick besides Cheesecake.
Oh, damn. I might have to just go in and tell Cheesecake that he has to work on his
He's got to work on his face picks, man. He's got to do better. He's got to do better.
But looking at the stats, 18 for 23, 506 yards for Shaq. 9 touchdowns were passed. 7 of which were passing touchdowns, 2 of them running.
Yep.
Shaq, 62 rushing yards. Toxic with 100 receiving yards. Poppy Shrek with 79 receiving yards. And then AK, 311 receiving yards on 10 receptions.
Yeah.
With 3 picks.
AK had one heck of a game this game. They went through each and every single player DB wise and put him on AK. They started with Kenny, I believe. then they went to Esset, and then they went to Dark Subject, and neither of them could deal with how AK was playing.
AK had more
He's
receiving
a
yards
monster.
that he had more receiving yards than GoonSquad had total yards.
Yeah, he's a monster. He is a different type of animal. Uh, and to pair him with Shaq and how Shaq like is able to put those balls like deep into the field for like his receivers, it's a perfect person to pair him with.
Oh yeah.
Um, and then you have like Poppy Streck and Toxic Gamer, who I would say are some of the smoothest route runners in the game. So he has his get out of jail free card with AK, and then he has his two like very well rounded like wide receivers and running back. This is a perfect like core for them. Like this is it. Like this is very good.
Yeah, this is probably the best title team we've ever seen.
I believe
Between
so. I believe
between
so.
the line, the receiving core, how
Yeah.
Shaq is playing.
And this is all like to speak on the game, like it was 7-62. Okay. Now there was many of chances. Like this score line, like yeah, it looks bad. And like it started getting bad like in the fourth because like they were just throwing it up and all that stuff or whatever. But the score line in the first half of the game, even leading into the third, was a good match. If some of those passes were more on the money for his receivers to make for GoonSquad, I mean, we would have been in for a really, really good game. But I think they started getting down on themselves, and then it was just downhill from there.
Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much gonna do it for this team. Thank you again for casting with me.
Absolutely, man. Anytime. It was another fun one. This one was a little bit out of hand, but what are you gonna do? Like,
Yeah.
sometimes players come in hot and they are feeling themselves, and that's what we just seen. Like,
Yeah,
dude
so
played life out. He threw one interception. And it was. I don't know if it was Anki saying like I got this, and Shaq was like okay, but who knows? We'll never know. You know what I mean? But it was one interception. He played dang near perfect. Shout out to the GoonSquad line. You guys held them to 5 sacks until like 1 minute left in the fourth, and then you guys got sacked 3 times. But you guys held them up for holding them to 5 sacks, which is the lowest for Tidal's line so far in the season.
yeah.
They got a couple garbage time sacks, but it is what it is. Um, but yeah, thanks, man, for having me, and
Oh yeah.
GG to both teams, bro. I'm down for another one whenever you
Hey, yeah,
hit me.
I'll try to get some games for week 4, and then definitely week 5. Those 2 games that I'm gonna be covering for title, that's gonna be really good game.
Sounds good, man. Sounds good. I'm always ready to see how the old team is looking. I still got love for the Title Boys. You know what I mean? Like we had some good runs on that team, so
Oh yeah.
I'll definitely be in touch, and I'll talk to you then.
Okay, I'll see you later.
Chat. Have a good night.
All right. So again, thank you guys very much for coming out and watching this game between Squad and Title. That's going to wrap it up for me. And I will see you guys on the field next time.